We interrupt our regularly scheduled broadcast to bring you the latest astrological news flash. Yabba dabba doo! It's Uranus in Gemini playing mind games with our natal Uranus and Pluto in Virgo. If you were born in the 1960s like me, it's happening for you too. You know, I got so caught up with Uranus going into Gemini and all the excitement because, oh my God, we were so glad to have it leave Taurus, am I right? That I kind of had a brain fart and totally forgot about Uranus in Gemini squaring natal Uranus and Pluto placements, sitting all demure in Virgo. Like, is this a cosmic joke? Of course, Gemini loves jokes, and Uranus is a planetary trickster. Squares in astrology kick you in the butt. And when Uranus is involved, well, it's going to involve a plot twist that gets you on some path that you never quite expected. And you know what? That's about to happen for us 1960s kids. Okay, wait a minute. In case you're new here, I'm Stella Wilde, your anti-doom, no BS astrologer. And you know what? This requires a reframe. We're not here to fix society anymore. We're here to be the rebels we were always born to be. But you know what? Too much overthinking got in our way, too much societal programming to be responsible. Not anymore. The joke's not on us. The joke's on them, everybody else, because everybody else thinks we should just retire like the good little Virgo generation we are. Dutiful. We're dutiful. However, we are not going quietly into the dustbin of history, even if some younger generations would like to push us out of the way. Oh, hell no. Because you know what? We have earned this second chance. All right, let's talk about Gen X, the self-sufficient generation. I'm going to tell you right now, it starts with Uranus and Pluto in Virgo. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. This Uranus and Gemini transit, the next 7 years, is actually awesome for us. We are the generation that grew up first, having to wear the house key around our neck on a lanyard we made in summer day camp. We watched real cartoons on TV after school, and we did homework with a Ticonderoga pencil, and the only freaking way you could learn times tables is if you memorize them, because you know what? There were no calculators back then. We had to do what we were told, not ask for much, take care of our own shit, and sometimes that of siblings, all their shit. There was no summer of love for us that the Uranus and Pluto and Leo generation had. Oh no, we had the summer of chores and babysitting. So come at me all you want in the comments. This is a hill I will die on. Gen X starts with the Uranus in Virgo and Pluto in Virgo generation. And with pure Virgo-ness, our generation was the one with stress through our whole lives. But, you know, like good Virgos, we served, as the kids say these days. We freaking built shit, families, businesses. We built the internet. We worked diligently doing what was needed, sometimes at the detriment to our own dreams for the last 40 freaking years. And if you're wondering, is there a second chance for us? Or is Gen Z gonna stare at us without saying a word, hoping we'll get the hint to retire to Florida and get the hell out of their way? Well, no, that's not gonna happen. I predict our generation is the one that's gonna be the embodiment of shocking Uranian energy with this Uranus and Gemini. They will be expecting us to be quiet and in a corner. But you know what? Ours is the fastest growing creator demographic on YouTube. Just saying. Nobody's going to put baby in a corner and make her shut up. Oh, hell no. Uranus and Virgo, Pluto and Virgo generation, we still got plenty to say and plenty to do. The difference, though, this time around is we are doing it for ourselves. So what's really crazy is that we get 2 Uranus squares to our natal Virgo shit. We had one in our early 20s, and we have one now. It's actually kind of cool. It's like getting a second chance at choosing what we want our lives to be. And It's like a cosmic do-over. I think that's pretty cool. But okay, let's first get some historical context in the Wayback Machine. In our early 20s, 20 to 22, we were in the 1980s when the music rocked the Casbah. Our hair was big, very big. And there were house parties and jobs that only paid $5 an hour. But you know what? We still had a sense of wild possibilities. Sure, some of us rebelled, as was befitting. Uranus transiting Sagittarius at the time when we were 2022. But we rebelled in a kind of Virgo way. It kind of went only so far because at the end of the day, we still needed a toothbrush and snacks and a dime to call home from the phone booth in case it all went wrong and there was a problem. No cell phones back then. And yeah, back then, we probably overthought some more of the riskier decisions in our lives when we were 2022. Maybe we rebelled halfway, but at least that was better than nothing. But here's a question for you. What happens in a halfway rebellion? When you only find yourself a little bit, when you start on a path you love maybe, but then you find yourself sidetracked when that Virgo shit kicks in and you're serving and you're building and you're making society better because, yeah, you know what? It needed our no nonsense approach. Absolutely. But what about you? What about the Uranus and Virgo generation? Like, God, go back 40 years to your 20-year-old self and the dreams she had alive inside of her. Where were you? What were you doing? What were you dreaming for your life? Let us know in the comments. Me, personally, I was deeply involved with student government at my college. Social justice causes, trying to make the world a better place. But you know what? I still had so much inside of me that needed attention and healing. But that's what we were taught. Our original Gen X generation. Set aside your personal feelings, your trauma, your needs, and just do what needed to be done. Stop whining. And we did. We learned. We had to take care of ourselves. And I mean, is it any coincidence that that song by the Pretenders, Stop Your Sobbin', came out in the early 80s? I think not. And now here we are. On the other side of 60 or soon to be, and holla, bring it on, Uranus and Gemini. Kick me in the behind and help me bring that 20-year-old girl who still lives inside of me back to the future here today to rethink what is possible for her, to communicate all that she still has inside her, to create what she wants to create, to live her life as she damn well pleases. Are you with me? Because you know what? That's our birthright. That's our birthright. Gen X. X marks the spot. We already made a significant mark on the world by being the ones who actually did the work to make society function. And now, if we want to run away and join the circus, we're going to do it. If we want to up sticks and move 2,000 miles from family so we can find peace and quiet in the woods, we're going to do it. If we want to write our memoirs to set the record straight, we're going to do it. And that's the newsflash, 1960s kids. We now return you to your regularly scheduled broadcast, except it's not regularly scheduled anymore, is it? Because you know what? It's showtime, kids. And we are alive and we are still kicking, whether they like it or not. And the next 7 years with Uranus in Gemini, boom, shakalaka, awakening us to the second chance that we get for our lives. And what are you going to do with that? Let me know in the comments. Because yeah, hey kids, it's showtime.